Now, a leading composer and conductor has spoken out about the potential cuts which are facing Leicestershire's Arts in Education Service. Carl Davis was in town last week and he's urging Leicester City and Leicestershire County Council to consider music as a vital component of education for young people. Both councils have begun a consultation process on the future shape of the music service for the schools in the area. Now, they want a more sustainable and cost-effective music service for the children of Leicester and Leicestershire. Bosses are also waiting for the results of the government-commissioned Henley Review, which is looking at the use of government funding for music education. The government currently funds 21% of the arts in education budget. BBC Radio Leicester's Bridget Blair has been finding out more.
To deny children the right to their education and chance to have that experience, I think is criminal. I think it just is like saying cutting off an arm, So I beg everybody, to observe the importance of this, of what music means to people in their lives.
That's a plea from Carl Davis, who was in Leicester last week. Musicians talk to each other, and everyone's heard that there could be cuts and changes in Leicester's renowned Arts in Education Service.
Well, I think the whole thing is an absolute tragedy. I think that people who learn to play an instrument, even if they don't go on into the profession, they get a chance to work with others who are playing. They get a sense of teamwork, of pulling together, of making things work together. And I think that's really character building. And once they've learnt an instrument, they've got it for life. Andy
Smith is the principal timpanist with the Philharmonia Orchestra. He's from this area and is a former member of the Leicestershire Schools Symphony Orchestra.
I think it gave me a chance to broaden my own character and outlook. It wasn't just about music, it was about forming friendships with people, and the touring made everybody gregarious. So the whole educational aspect of it wasn't just about the music, it was about development of character.
Current members of the Symphony Orchestra are unsettled by the possible cuts in budget. Stephen Kalo is a tuba player.
The general mood from my friends at least is one of anger, and they don't quite understand why all these things are happening. I mean, it's something that we all think is so important to us and to our kind of well-being, our lives, and it would be such a massive shame if the cuts happen to the extent which they've been talked about, because it just won't work as well. I know some of the plans are to make it more area-based around the county, and I mean, from a social point of view and from a standard point of view, I'm sure it will go downhill. In the county as itself, all the best players, they're not all from the same areas. They're from right across the county. Everyone comes together to play, and if it's just it's localised, then you'll have such a massive kind of span of standard of players that the whole experience won't be as good.
For young musicians like Stephen, playing in the orchestra has defined their lives and is shaping their future, like so many others before them.
Well, it's not just the LSSO that's been important to me. My teachers throughout my whole experience at Leicestershire Arts, right from beginner, have really got me to the place where I am now. I personally, I've actually just been awarded a scholarship to the Royal College of Music. The experience
That's brilliant.
The experience of playing in the orchestra, and the whole. I mean, Leicestershire Arts as a whole, the teaching, the experience is going to help me immeasurably in my career.
That's why Carl Davis says that music education in our schools and access to musical opportunities is vital.
I think it's of prime importance. I mean, I'm a person who has spent his whole life from childhood on fascinated and in love with music, with listening to it, with making it, with playing it, with conducting it and writing it. And if I didn't have the rich background that I did of both lessons and opportunities to hear music, I would not be the person I am today.
Now, the Leicestershire Schools Symphony Orchestra ending that report by Bridget Blair. Later you can hear what Leicestershire County Council is planning for the Arts and Education Service, and indeed, of course, the orchestra. That coming up for you a bit.